Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have the U.S. government to stop propping up EVs. All this is brought to us thanks to Insider EV, which A+ for marketing know exactly what they're all about. And they say, quote, Congress just took a sledgehammer to the EV industry. Here's what it means. The U.S. House just killed EV tax credits, aka handouts. The Senate voted to end California's emission rules. America is falling behind. Oh no. I mean, you can't continue to steal tax dollars from people who want a vehicle that will actually last their, quarter of a century longer for your disposable EVs. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put a visual disclaimer on this part of the show. You now have to see the Mustang E-Mach. Ugh. The EV, that EV crossover. That is a Mustang in name only, and Ford decided to make. The only thing sadder than the existence of that vehicle is the fact that, Ford actually sold more of those than the original actual Mustang, which is sad. Now, this is credited thanks to Patrick George, and he says, quote, a sledgehammer, a dismantling double-gutted punch. Excellent. Ain't any way you want to describe a pair of actions by U.S. Congress. It doesn't look good for America's pathway to greener, cleaner energy. Apparently he doesn't know where energy comes from. Also doesn't know about lithium recycling or all the dirty processes it takes to get there. Depending on where you live, it actually is worse for the environment to use an EV, but nevertheless, they say, quote, a bill passed by the U.S. House moves to end the Inflation Reduction Act's tax credits. Oh yeah. By the way, ineptitude of corruption or moronic policies by Biden-Harris administration, the Inflation Reduction Act, did that do anything good for you? Do you know anyone who actually thinks it was a good idea? Did it actually reduce inflation? Nope, the antithesis, it caused record inflation. Now, they say that includes energy vehicle tax credits. Well, that's beautiful. The House was for Trump's, quote, one big beautiful bill that would enact sweeping tax cuts and dramatically reduce federal spending. Those cuts end the $7,500 tax credits used to purchase or lease new EVs. Now, unfortunately, it does says it provides an exception for cars for manufacturers that have not sold 200,000 EVs placed in service by the end of 2026. It also ends tax credits for refueling infrastructure, kills $4,000 tax credit for used EVs, and plug-in hybrids, and kills the tax credit that subsidized the production of solar energy components, wind energy components, battery components, and inverters, aka the things that all lose money. A windmill, again, does not break even for about 20 years, depends on where you put in the United States. I mean, I don't know a single person who's so mentally vacuous they would choose to put all that money into an investment that would break even in 20 years. That's comically bad. That's terrible. Ridiculous. Now they say, quote, the bill also makes it more expensive to own an EV, instituted a, quote, new tax for EVs and hybrid owners to the tune of $250 and $100 respectively. Which, yeah, they're also doing that registration on a state level because EVs, obviously, you don't pay the tax on gasoline, which, frankly, I don't think should exist. Gasoline in the United States is taxed on a state as well as federal level. So yeah, there's a reason gasoline is so expensive, and the most expensive in Pennsylvania, interestingly enough, secondly to California, but I probably should digress. A lot of people are upset they're going to get rid of these, which again will save us some money because they don't have those tax handouts anymore. But yeah, this is huge. Or as Trump would say, huge, the biggest impact to the auto industry in decades, some would probably say, because again, so many people are buying EVs in part because of that $7,500 tax credit, which is, again, that's an insane amount of money. Now, the real question is, how many will EVs actually sell without that? We've already seen a great drop in the adoption rate of EVs. Again, more are selling, but the adoption rate is decreasing. So how much will this dent EV sales if it does pass the Senate? Let me know. Do you think it'll be 5%, 10%, 20%, 50% plus? Let me know your thoughts and comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to over 5,000, maybe 5,500 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.